Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh, everybody. I'm Preacher Mars, host of the SOS Shout Out Show. Hope you're having a fabulous Friday, or you are at least en route to having a fabulous Friday. For all of y'all fans of the Shout Out Show, you know what Friday is, brothers and sisters. Friday is the world famous, you got it, Friday Funnies. Now, we have a lot of variation on our Friday funny. Sometimes we have comedians, sometimes we talk about current events, But I thought because yesterday our TBT, our Throwback Thursday, was it had a lot to it. It was a little different look on Throwback Thursday. It was really a Throwback Thursday on jazz and how jazz evolved. I thought it'd be funny to have a personal issue or a personal revisiting that every one of us is going to go through if we're lucky, alhamdulillah. And that thing is growing old. So I know some of y'all are going, what you talking about, preacher? Growing up? Yeah, Negro, from the time this show started to this time I'm speaking right now, you done got older. Now shut up. It's going to happen to every one of us. And we're going to have these spaces and these times in our life where we will flash back. So one of the things you're going to do, and I'm going to help you in this very, very meticulous exercise, is how we flash back. And we begin to talk about our youth. Because you talk about your youth to other folks who are your age, you talk about your youth to the youth. You'll talk about it because something is special about it. Now, I've said this to bring up some points. There are some things to let you know that you are not in your youth anymore. I will be revisiting those things. And it's not a sad thing. We all go. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something really important. If you are blessed to live into advanced age, you're blessed. Okay. I mean, if you making it past 65, 70, 75, you're blessed. I'm 50. But I am trying to get, I know I said 50. I am blessed to get to this point because I know, you start using old terms like my father would say, hey, boy, you got more past behind you than future in front of you. I'm like, man, that is depressing, but true. Depressing, but true. But we're going to look at some things, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly when I started realizing that I wasn't young anymore. And hopefully this will help you in your transition to older age. We're going to laugh a little bit. Some of us are going to get angry because it's just the truth. But I think we're going to laugh more, brothers and sisters. Because I think we all, and I think the only thing that hurts a little bit, this is the only thing that hurts a little bit when you're in your youth, is when youth reminds you that you were not in your youth. I'm not saying don't hang around the youth, but when they tell you, hey, and if they use these words like this, if you're a man and a young boy walks up to you and he goes, it's okay, Pops, I'm going to tell y'all something. Don't haul off and hit that young man. He just doesn't know the sensitivity of the words being, the words of pop, being called an old man. People around me know I'm getting older. They won't say old man. They say things like OG, original gangster. But I know that means old gangster. And y'all know a whole lot about old gangsters. Old gangsters don't hang around. Ask Frank Lucas from American from American Gangsters. We don't last. But all I'm trying to say, we got some people in here too. I gotta give a quick shout out to Eric O'Shea. This is my man right here. I remember I tried to show you guys his video a while back. Eric and I are college alumni from Marquette University. And he's only here on the show trying to cause ruckus. Yeah, Eric, you are not permitted to use the word Negro. In fact, Negroes don't use the word Negroes anymore. Eric is only upset because in the years I've known him, which 20-some, 30-some years, Eric never defeated me in basketball. I just put that out there. However, he will, brothers and sisters, enjoy the fact and rub in my face that I am older than he is. So, Eric, good to see you on the show, man. Peace and blessings to you, your family, your mom, your nieces, your brother. I check out some of your Facebook posts, man. Eric O'Shea is a tremendously talented comedian. You can check his stuff out on Dry Bar. It's one of the most highly rated comedy specials on the Dry Bar series. Man, funny guy. I can tell you when I saw him, more so than the comedy, I saw a guy who was just mad crazy, dedicated, He put in the time, and I like Eric. Eric is a lot. He reminds, not I won't say reminds me of me. He makes me appreciate just hard work because I never seen him lazy. I never seen him sloppy on stage. And when you see people get success like that, you know that they got it through their own ethics. So, Eric, big shout out to you and the family. All right, so we're gonna be back and we're gonna be talking about these things. Remember when we were young? Eric, stick around. Let's start the shout out show. All right, brothers and sisters, welcome back to the Shout Out Show. If you're coming to the show for the first time, glad to have you. Here's the way it works. You want to get into the show, jump to the comment section. If you have something to say, jump to the comment section. If you don't mind, hit the notification, the like button, all that good stuff, and subscribe. I am done. There we go. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to put this out here right now. I have clues that I am getting old. Here's one of the clues I had early. That old age was right around the corner. And it happened to me, and I was in my 30s. I was on an international trip. This is a true story. Now I'm going to date myself. I was on an international trip, and back then you didn't even need to have a passport. You just had to have your birth certificate. I was going into Canada. And I gave my birth certificate to the person at the border. And he looked up to me. And they looked down the birth certificate, and they looked up to me, and they looked down the birth certificate, and I was like, what is the problem? What's going on? They said, sir, we don't mean for you to get upset, but there is an issue. I go, what is the issue? Okay. This lady goes, are you so-and-so? I'm like, yes, that's me. What is the problem? She didn't want to bring the issue to me. And I'm getting upset now. I'm like, look, I got to think, what is the problem? She goes, I don't know how to say this, but there's an issue. And she showed me what the thing was, and I was like, oh, my God, I am old. I am ancient. She didn't know what to do because in the race section, it didn't say I was black, right? It didn't say I was Negro. It said I was colored. And I said, I'm colored. She goes, but it doesn't say what color. I said, oh, hell no. That's what you tell all the people around you. Y'all go around. It's going to take a minute. My birth certificate says colored on it. And I'm going to be honest with you. It represents a certain time. But I am afraid to show that birth certificate to people. Only because it will produce two things. A look of confusion and a look of laughter being restrained. Now, here's the big one, though. And everybody's going to go through this. Satana, you're going to go through it. Eric, you're going to go through it. Altaf, you're going to go through it. And I'm going to introduce my shout-out show family. This is when I knew I was getting old. I was getting a haircut. And my barber, Valo, leans down to me. He goes, Moss, what do you want me to do with this gray hair growing out your ear? And I said, first of all, could you whisper it? Because the whole shop knows I now have a gray hair. It was not, and it was like one of them lazy gray hair, like one of them Cab Calloway hairs, like you just throw it over like the back of the ear. And I really wanted to say, couldn't you just make an executive decision to cut the darn thing off? That was one thing. But before we get in, let me welcome my shout out show family. We got everybody in there. Who we got first? Sister Reed. I hope you're doing well. I hope your teeth are good. I heard it's a great show down there with Corey Holcomb at the Houston Improv. You make sure you have a good time and you enjoy yourself, sis. You deserve it. All right. Next up, my man Altaf Rashid, Mr. 6 o'clock, sit straight up, straight down. Our Canadian ambassador to the Shout Out Show, brother. Thank you so much, man. Altaf, I don't know how old you are, brother, but you we're all gonna get there. So you take notes if you're a young guy. All right. You take notes if you're a young guy. All right. But as always, Altaf is our Canadian ambassador to the show. Make sure the quality of the show is good on this side of the border and that side of the border. We appreciate you, brother. Next up, my main man, Adam Khan. What's going on, Adam? I know Adam got some jokes on getting older. I know you get because you West Indian, brother. You Trinidadians have funny jokes on getting older. So I hope you're gonna share some of them. Share some with them. Share some with us, party on the show. Thank you for coming all the way from Canada, Adam Khan. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to you, brother, and also Altaf as well. For that, wa alaikum assalam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So I didn't return the greeting earlier. Glad you hear trouble at the border. Yeah. Oh, sister the other JT, Sister Jan is tough. How you doing, sister? I have been thinking about you. You are in Seattle and you are like in a halal crock pot out there. You are just cooking. you like grilled cheese. You're like this side and that side. I hope that your AC is working. I hope you find a cool place in the shade. I know you're cooking out there, and I joke, but I want you to make sure that you take care of yourself because Seattle does not get weather like that, brothers and sisters. I don't know how y'all are doing it. You know, they have a fish store out there, like a big wharf thing. I bet that fish is cooked. That was the fish sandwiches. All right. Who else we got? We got a little brother JT. Wa alaikum assalam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming on the show. I think you appreciate this show, remembering your youth, because you right behind me. You right behind me. So appreciate you. Shout out to everybody in Milwaukee and your mom, Aunt Mamie, the whole crew. Give me my salams. All right. Good news. Brother Kendrick is coming home from the hospital today. He has been there for quite a while. So all of you, all your duas and everything everybody's giving, you see they work. Appreciate you for making sure that our family member comes home. Hopefully we'll have him on the show at some point in time. Kendrick, if you can listen, brother, we hope we welcome you back home. A lot of prayers went your way, sir. So I just wanted you to know that you were loved and appreciated, and people had your best interests at heart. Welcome home. As Reed said, Reed and Snaggletooth. Okay, listen, I do the jokes on the show, but it's Friday. Y'all go and get at each other. See, I ain't say nothing about Snaggletooth or nothing like that. So y'all just go and get y'all are not nice people. Now I'm like the host and the referee. All right, there you go. What's going on? I got my little cousin. What's going on, little Don? I hope all's well with you and your family, man. Your family's getting big, boy. Peace and blessing to you and your wife. Thanks for coming on the show. Give a shout out to the rest of the fam as well. Oh, man, why you got to put it out there, brother? Yeah. It's fun when people say it's your mentor. It's different when somebody's your student and they listen to you and they got good hearts. You know, right back after you, man. You are a funny dude, Eric O'Shea. Love you too. I love the gray hair story. You know how it is. Appreciate you, man. And I just want y'all to know Eric and I have been friends for quite a long time. And I think what's funny is like, you know, some things transcend comedy. I think Eric and I were really good friends before we were, you know, the whole comedy thing. And him saying he wanted to be a comedian, I was impressed because he said, I'm going to graduate, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to come back. I was actually doing the show at Marquette, and he came back and he called me. And I remember, I said, man, let's go to the comedy show. And he said, well, I don't have a car. I said, well, you came back. I'm going to pick you up. And that guy's been nothing but nice to other people who have, along the way, needed help and assistance. So big shout out to my man, Eric O'Shea. All right. And we have our consultant producer, Satana Whitfield. Satana, thank you for working the backside, the ones and the twos, showing the new graphic for Permissible Laughter. I appreciate you. And of course, you're going to get some of these jokes. So you might as well save this show and watch it in, I don't know, about 10 years or so. Because that's the funny part. See, everything y'all laughing at 10 years from now, you be like, ooh, Preach was telling the truth. Some of y'all gonna be able, your gray hair is gonna be like out of space, like your eyebrow. I don't know. I'm sure God got a sense of humor, but please don't put the gray hair right in the middle of my eyebrow. Because that's a decision. Because you pluck it, another one's gonna come. All right, I'm done. So let's get to the show. Big shout out also to my homie down at the Houston Improv, Corey Holcomb, and my man Maurice. I mean, I've been knowing these guys a long time. Corey Holcomb is like the underground Red Fox, if you will. So if you have a weak heart, or you are very religious, you might not want to see this show. That said, though, he's one of the best guys in the business. He's been supporting me for a lot of years. Just a kind spirit, man. But big shout out to Corey Holcomb. All right. Remember when we were young? There are things you could do when you were young. Among them, and anybody can disagree, when you were young, you could order and eat whatever you wanted. You could order and eat whatever you want at whatever amount that you wanted. Yeah. Give me one of those. Give me two of those. You remember when your mother would send you out or you'd be going out with your friends? What'd your mother say? Hey, don't spoil your dinner. Don't spoil your dinner. That's because she knew you going to eat before you came home. Let me tell you something. One time my mom made some food, right? Here we go. My mom made some food. I saw my mother making the food. Now, keep in mind, I was an athlete back then. I played soccer, I played tennis, I could play basketball. We were neighborhood athletes. We played all day long. We would do our chores, right? We'd do our chores, and we would probably, after we cut the grass from 11:30 to like 6, we'd be gone all day. Basketball, football. We did it all, right? I remember one time, this is when we started driving, we played basketball over in another neighborhood called Glen Arden. This one, yeah, it was Glen Arden. We played basketball and we were just going around playing hoops. We stopped at McDonald's. And this is when when you're young, when you're real young, like young men, you got a little couple dollars in your pocket. So we went to McDonald's and I remember ordering, listen to me, 2 Big Macs, 2 large fries, and a large Coke. 2 Big Macs, 2 large fries, and a large Coke. And this is, this is like 2 bags and a Coke. And I remember walking to the house and watching my mother cook. And she reiterated to me, didn't I tell you, do not spoil your dinner? And I said, Ma, it's only 2 Big Macs. What are you talking about? It's only 2 Big Macs and 2 large fries and a Coke. But this doesn't make any difference. This wasn't a big, the big, huge Coke. The big Coke was like that and it was skinny. And nobody had cup holders, right? So you had to ride with it. I remember when you drive, you have to put your food in and drive with your Coke. Y'all remember what I'm talking about. So I literally sat there and ate all that food in front of my mother. 2 Big Macs, 2 large fries, the Coke, all the way down to the ice, dumped it. She said, we're ready for dinner. It was about an hour later. And do you know, I sat right there and ate everything on the plate and went back for seconds. It was salmon cakes. I was strategic. I knew I was going to have salmon cake, but that's what you could do when you were young. Now, when you get older, here's a hint you're getting older. You see the food that you want to eat. It is in front of you. But a little tap in your conscience goes, before you eat that food, you better take that pill. You know your acid reflux. You don't want to be burping lava. You don't want to be burping lava the rest of your day. And here's the other thing. When you really get older, you look at the contents on the label. Remember you grew up, you didn't know what was in your food? Y'all didn't know what was in a soda? If you picked up a Coca-Cola in 1976, you know what was in Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola. They didn't tell you. You didn't really get the ingredients. You didn't get the calories. Everything I get now, I read. I don't know about y'all. I'm like, how much? I'm like, oh, this is water. Oh, that sodium is zero. Let me see how much sugar in it. I'll be looking at it. That's when you know it's bad. And here's the other part. When you get older, you start remembering your youth because there's certain things you didn't get in your youth. There were certain types of mail you didn't get in your youth. Like I recently, okay, not recently. Give it 2 years. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's a Friday. I've been a Juma. I'm going through our mail. I'm thinking it's a bill. You know, you know how it is. I got my bills. I'm going through my bills, and you know how you throw out junk mail, whip, 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 whip. I'm thinking it's a bill. I don't pay attention. I put it in the bill section, not the junk mail section. Get into the house. I open up. I don't even look at it. Open it up and I rip it open. It was from AARP. AARP is for retired citizens. Okay, now here's my ego. I'm going, it must be for my neighbors. Oh my gosh, I'm so careless. How could I do this? This mail is for my neighbors. They are obviously seniors. They're obviously, this mail is for them. And I turned it around and oh my gosh, but it didn't even have my legal name on it. It said Preacher Mars from my address. I was through for the day. I was through for the day. I was like, man, I can't believe that. And the funny part is you can't get off that mailing list. And yeah, I give it one more year. I'm gonna get one of those retired people phones. Retirement has some benefits. I want a cell phone, and the monthly cost is $7. That's what I want. That's what I want. Well, I'm gonna take my mom's phone. Hey, mom, you still got that other phone? But here's the other deal. When you're young, you never, and you play sports, you never think about getting hurt. You never think about injury. Injury when you're young happened when you were doing something active. You were playing sports. You were on the basketball court. Oh man, it was a fight. That was an injury. When you get older, an injury can happen if you step off the curve the wrong way. These people in my mind shit, you know, I walked in and I saw a brother. He had a big boot all the way up. And I'm like, what's going on, brother? So-and-so. Yeah, man, I tore my Achilles. I was like, you tore your Achilles? What happened? Now, brothers and sisters, I'm thinking he's going to give me this huge story about this Achilles, how it built up, da-da-da. I said, brother, how did you hurt your Achilles? You know what he told me? He goes, I put my foot down too hard when I was cutting an onion. He said, brother, don't laugh at me. I said, brother, if that's what happened when you get to your age that you could bust an Achilles, cutting an onion, I ain't gonna make it. I am not literally going to make it. But you know what was cool also, when the youth came, when the summer came, if you weren't working, even if you were working in summertime, I was like, yo, you still had your summer. When you get older, you are happy to just see another summer. Every day after a certain age, you are in your own Otis Redding video for sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the ships roll in. Then I watch them roll away again. That's not a lot of activity, brothers and sisters. 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. It means he ain't walking nowhere. Where he's at is where he's at. Oh my God. Did I just say that? That's the other thing. You don't say those things when you're youth. Your language when you're young is about moving. It's about moving. It's about kinetics. When you get older, you say things like, my grandmother, hey, grandma, what you doing today? Oh, just piddling around. Piddling. Piddling. Piddling is not even in the dictionary. Watch this here. Siri, define piddling. Okay, all right. Well, I think that's not it. As a noun, it says an act of urinating. Okay, that's wrong. that's the wrong piddling. So I apologize. My grandmother's piddling was something different. She never piddled like that. That's all I'm trying to say. That wasn't black folk piddling. Moving around, hanging in there, show enough. Words like that, when you hear about people use the word show enough and it was popular, it means it was popular like in 19. There's a 19 in front of everything. Okay, there's a 19, whether it's 1976 or 1966 or 1940. It's a 19 in front of your name. Youth, real youth is a 2 in front of it. Listen, Satana, I got a 2. No, you don't, Satana. You got a 19, just like I got a 19. Everybody in this show got a 19. A 19. Now, what comes after that? That's all your business. I ain't asking you for the third. I'm not asking for what's in the tens column. Okay. Keep your tens column your own business. But Altaf, there you go. When you were young, going to the buffet was worth it. I'm here to tell you, Altaf, you have hit the nail on the head. Because when you're young and you go to a buffet, what is your mindset? What is your mindset? I'm trying to put this buffet out of business. There's a great story of my cousin's friend, the Hunt brothers. The Hunt brothers were from Danville, Tennessee. The Hunt brothers together looked like 2 18-wheelers that you turn broadside. The story, there was a place in Danville that had a lunch buffet called the Pizza Grinder. Now, here's another thing when you're young. You ain't got no money. So you learn to be economical. And so my cousins and I, down south in Danville, Virginia in the summer, we would love to go to the Pizza Grinder. And we would work and get our money. Don't get me wrong. We weren't lazy. We would work and get our money. And our whole idea was to go to the Pizza Grinder. We had our whole strategy. Everybody's going to get the buffet. And we're going to get iced tea. If people want to know why Preacher Mars is a sweet tea aholic, I grew up with it. If I cut it open, it'd be raspberry sweet tea. I'm just telling y'all right now. We had a strategy, and we would literally talk about how we were going to destroy this buffet. We literally wanted them to turn the sign from open to close. The only group in Danville that ever did that was the Hunt brothers, who literally ate themselves to a point where the owner of the facility, the business, the enterprise, if you will, actually walked out, gave them their money back, and told them they had to leave. We never, ever reached that apex, brothers and sisters. Even when we got older, my cousin and I, his name's Earl. We call him Maine. Even when we got older, brothers and sisters, Maine and I still tried to shut down buffets. But there was no Pizza Grinder. We were in Roanoke, Virginia one time. And this is when that youth is coming to an end. We went to Olive Garden. Olive Garden had the never-ending appetizers. Oh, yeah. So my never-ending appetizer was minestrone, and I know I could get salad. And this is how see how distorted we are, people? Not only that, we're going to get the appetizer, and we're going to get an entree. We're going to get a never-ending appetizer. And here we get these nochi and dumplings, something like that. It was like something nochi. He was clearing all of those out. Like we were telling people from the kitchen, hey, come on, get this one. We used to call them dead soldiers, because once you cleared all the food off, we got another dead soldier over here. And I'm dead soldier in the minestrone and dead soldier in the salad. All right, now bring us our entree. Now we done dead soldiered about 4 times, right? They bought the entree over. We killed the entree, and I'm gonna tell y'all something too. I'm not saying there needs to be legislative action against um, Olive Garden for having free refills on peach tea, but you need to think about it. People are gonna kill themselves around that peach tea. So I got unlimited peach tea, and here's how we knew we were not living in our youth anymore. We ate ourselves darn near into a coma. We got out to the parking lot, and my cousin says, "Hey," I'm like, "What?" He throws the keys to me, and I catch him. I'm like, "What?" He goes, "I've eaten too much food to drive safely." And I said, "What?" He said, "I'm drunk on food." I said, "Well, I'm drunk on food too." We literally had to sit in the parking lot for another 45 minutes to let the swelling go down on our stomachs. Because I don't even know if we could get, you might be able to get the seatbelt over, but that steering wheel is going to be cutting on the belly button. That's all I'm saying. So, I mean, that's what we knew. So listen, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys got some laughs on me. I want you to have a wonderful 4th of July. We will be on the air, of course, for 4th of July. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna have a barbecue show on Monday. I don't know. But until that time, brothers and sisters, whether you're on tomorrow or Sunday or Monday, it doesn't matter. You're part of the Shout Out Show family. We appreciate you. Let's get to our sponsors. I want to give a shout out. A 4th of July weekend shout out to BeFinancialIndependent.com. Again, that's BeFinancialIndependent.com. You can call 1-888-496-6845. Again, that's 1-888-496-6845. All right. And also, we want to give a shout out. You guessed it, to bayanonline.org. Again, that's bayanonline.org. If you're thinking about getting a quality Islamic graduate level education, these are the place to be. These are the people you want to talk to. If you have any questions, you can ask me, because guess what? I'm an alumni now. I got my master's in Islamic education. I can tell you what the protocol is, and I'm going to tell you something. It's an investment, but it's worth it. A worthwhile investment. Okay? Also want to give a shout out in Houston, if you will, real quick. We want to give a shout out to Olive Branch Muslim Family Services. Again, that's Olive Branch Muslim Family Services. Look them up and check them out. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Did we miss any shout outs, Satana, before we go? All right. Thank you, Sister Tough. Always wishing good tidings on people. I can get. How come I didn't get it before I was 50, Satana? Did you get AARP? She's like, no, just you, Negro. All right, thank you. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. I'm going to go ahead and put that on and cry. Thank you so much. Everybody, have a wonderful weekend. I'm Preacher Moss. This is the SOS, the Shout Out Show. Take care. There you are. I know you're looking at your screen going, that's a good looking black man. And you're right. I'm Preacher Moss, and you're not. Today, I want to talk about Olive Branch Muslim Family Services, better known as the people who help people. And I need you to help the people who help people so they can continue to, you guess it, help people. Get it? Got it? Good. Olive Branch Muslim Family Services. Action you can see, compassion you can feel. Graphic now.